I find it very funny, guys, that these communist Democrats now all of a sudden believe in free speech. But I don't think they actually understand the difference between free speech and their own actions. Now, we have seen these leftists out there, folks, attacking ICE agents, impeding ICE agents from actually doing their jobs, but they're screaming First Amendment, free speech. If you're actually going to go out there, guys, and stop ICE from doing their job, that's not free speech. You're actually violating the law. And we know that these leftists, man, are violent. And some of these people are actually running for office. Kind of interesting, guys. Very, very interesting, man. This is the Democratic Party, folks. They are a violent party. I mean, the establishment Democrats have already bent the knee to the Marxists. The Democratic Party is officially a Marxist-Leninist party, folks. There's a whole bunch of communists, man, in the Democratic Party. They have taken over. Look at Zoran Mandami. I mean, he's one of the leaders of the Democratic Party. I mean, AOC, she's a communist too. Bernie Sanders, he's a communist too. But they like to use the name Democratic Socialists because it actually sounds better. No, it's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. Democratic socialism is socialism, and communists, they're socialists. I mean, if you're actually going to go out there and bend the knee to Zoran Mandami, who has said he wants to take over the means of production, you are a communist. And communists have always been violent. The political ideology, folks, that have killed the most people in recorded history is communism. Communism. And they have taken over the Democratic Party. So that actually brings us to another socialist in the Democratic Party. This woman is actually running for a political office. Guess what? She found out. She found out, folks. She thought it was a good idea to actually get violent and impede ICE from actually doing their job with a whole bunch of other leftists. Nah. Now she's being held accountable, folks. But she's screaming free speech. Yeah, stopping ICE agents from doing their job is not free speech. There is a way to peacefully protest. But we know that these people don't want to be peaceful. They want revolution. I mean, these commies, man, should be nowhere near elected office. But the establishment Democrats, man, they have bent the knee to the radical left. And the radical left now is just mainstream in the Democratic Party. If you call yourself a moderate, man, a moderate Democrat, that don't really exist. You might as well just leave the Democratic Party, folks, because the Democratic Party is a party of communists. They hate ICE. They want to abolish ICE. But let's go ahead and get into this, guys. Here we go. Right over here. Former Media Matters activist, current Dem congressional candidate, Kate Abugazala, indicted by feds for violent ICE protests in Chicago suburb. And she's screaming free speech, First Amendment. Yeah. Cat, that's not free speech. It's not. Says here, federal prosecutors have indicted congressional candidate and former Media Matters activist Kat Abugazala, Cook County Board candidate Catherine Cat Sharp, and Democratic committeeman Michael Rabbitt over their alleged involvement in the September 26 Broadview ICE facility protests, where agitators surrounded and attacked a federal vehicle. And this woman is on the video, folks. According to the indictment, filed under seal in the Northern District of Illinois and unsealed Wednesday, the three, along with Andre Martin, Brian Straw, and Jocelyn Walsh, conspired to obstruct a federal officer assigned to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Prosecutors alleged the defendants prevented by force, intimidation, and threat an ICE agent from carrying out their lawful duties. Yeah, and they're right about this, man. They're right about this. I mean, they were everywhere, man. Everywhere. Now, we actually do have video of her too, by the way. We do have video of Kat right here. Yeah, look at this right here. This post right here says, meet Kat Abugazala. She's running for Congress in Illinois' 9th District. That's her in the white shirt. And she's committed a federal crime by impeding federal agents from doing their job. Yeah. And this was actually on September 26th. And this person called for Kristi Noem to submit a criminal referral to the Department of Justice. And guess what? It has now happened. Let's watch this clip, guys, because this is not a First Amendment thing right here. She's impeding ICE agents from doing their jobs. Let's watch this clip, guys. Here we go. She's actively stopping ICE. Her hands on the vehicle. All these leftists, man, are trying to stop ICE from doing their job. That's not First Amendment right there. That is not the First Amendment. And she knows this, man. These leftists know this. This is ridiculous. And I believe also ICE agents had to break out tear gas, if I'm not mistaken. Look at this clip right here, guys.
Now, federal agents now have clashed with rioters outside that facility, that Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE facility near Chicago. So they were protesting peacefully earlier, and then they had to hit them with pepper balls. And you could see all of the melee just moments ago, and now the federal agents are holding the line against the rioters. They were 2 feet apart. Now they're a little bit farther apart, and if the camera could pull out, and I know that our reporter, Mike Tobin, is on the ground. He's with this photographer. I don't know if he can hear the sound of my voice, but we want to be able to see exactly. We've got most of the sign, but you see off to the left are the federal agents. On the other side of the sign, the protesters are being pushed back. Now, there has been a lot of protesting, but again, this turned into something different. Broadview, Illinois, outside of Chicago, and agents formed a line just seconds ago. I want to bring in Mike Tobin. Mike, did something tip this in one direction, or did things just get too crowded? And was there any purpose in their movements as agents had to begin firing pepper balls at anti-ICE rioters?
There seemed to be two incidents that drove what we're seeing right now. One, there was a vehicle that had to come into this temporary facility, and where the southwest entrance, and they had a lot of protesters there. So they needed to make space for that vehicle. And pardon my delivery, I'm just the aftermath, after effects of the tear gas. Also, it seemed that there were a few individuals that they wanted to detain. So they cleared out the crowd. They zeroed in. They had officers on foot who zeroed in on a couple of people. They put them face down and bound them up on the pavement out there. And they took those individuals into custody. And so what you see now is the aftermath. They've cleared out the, I would call this the southeast entrance to this temporary facility now, pushed all the demonstrators back onto 25th Street. And now you see them just holding the line right now to prevent them from going back to the same spot where they were before. Now you see all the demonstrators out there. A few of them are on the ground triaging, if you will, just dealing with the after effects of the gas and the pepper balls. In fact, something I can show you, I'll hang it, put it right in front of the camera here. Here are some of the rubber bullets that are getting fired out there. For the crowd control. It's a kind of a hard, yet not entirely hard rubber. And this is the pepper ball. If you can see really close, it may be hard on your screen, but that is filled with the chemical irritant that kind of goes up into a cloud of gas after they fire it. They're using that a lot. They hit the fence with it, and it makes a cloud and clears the people out. So this is the aftermath of all of that. You got a crowd of people still intent on not backing down would be their choice of words, but standing in confrontation with these officers.
Yeah. So you guys saw that right there. You guys saw that right there. That's her right there, man. That's her right there with rioters around her. Yeah. Now she's been indicted. Now she did post a video too. Is that her that actually got that may have been her that got thrown down too, right there. Not exactly sure because that person's wearing a mask. Yeah. But she did put up a post here because she's panicking right now. Let's go back over here. And she's talking about how free speech has been stopped. Now, listen into this.
My name is Kat Abugazala. I'm running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois. And the Department of Justice is charging 6 people, including myself, with federal crimes for exercising our First Amendment rights near ICE's Broadview Processing Center. This is a political prosecution and a gross attempt to silence dissent, a right protected under the First Amendment. This case is a major push by the Trump administration to criminalize protest and punish anyone who speaks out against them. That's why I'm going to fight these unjust charges, but I need your help to do it. As I and others have exercised our First Amendment rights, ICE has hit, dragged, thrown, shot with pepper balls, and tear gassed hundreds of protesters, simply because we had the gall to say that masked men coming into our communities, abducting our neighbors, and terrorizing us cannot be our new normal. And because Chicago doesn't back down from bullies in masks who tear gas our neighborhoods, this administration has resorted to weaponizing the federal justice system to scare us into silence. But we're not going to be silent. The Trump administration wants you to be afraid of speaking out against it and its anti-democratic power grabs. And there are plenty of reasons to be afraid right now, but we have to overcome that fear. This case targets our rights to protest, speak freely, and associate with anyone who disagrees with the government. And while we have seen the unhinged and unlawful tactics this administration has used against the American public, it's important to remember they're doing this because they are scared. They are wrong. And they know they are on the wrong side of history. We cannot diminish ourselves in the face of these attacks. That's why we have to unite and stand up for humanity, our rights, and everyone terrorized by Trump's lawless secret police. You'll be hearing regular updates directly from me about this case and how we can use our constitutional rights to resist authoritarianism. And as scary as all of this is, I have spent my career fighting America's backslide into fascism. I'm not going to stop now, and I hope.
Yeah. So they have been. This leftist man needs to do a whole bunch of time in prison. A whole bunch of times. 10 to 20 years, folks. 10 to 20 years for her. And all these other leftists, man, they're getting violent with law enforcement. But the left man is violent. The Democratic Party is violent. Remember, they believe in political assassinations. And you got Democrat politicians, that's going to stand up for these people that are getting violent. The Democratic Party, man, has lost their way. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we will catch you next time.